Well, we dug ourselves a hole in the first half, and we weren't able to overcome it. You know, without our guys. I mean, they fought tooth and nail for that thing, and it was just a little bit too much for us to overcome there. And, you know, like I told the guys, I mean, losses are just bitterly disappointing, and we don't want them to ever become acceptable. And it's cliche after a loss when you talk about how proud you are of your team, but this is no cliche when I sit here and I tell you how proud I am of those guys. You know, you think of their year and what they've been through and what they've overcome, you know, starting with the loss of a teammate and battling the way that they have. There's something growing around here that's going to be special. You know, it's not there yet, but it's growing, and I'm proud of them. You know, I'm honored to be their coach. I'm lucky to be the coach at UCLA, and I'm excited about the future of this program. We came up short tonight, but the fight that we exhibited, that's what we're gonna grow from. That's what we're gonna build from. And you know, you can be skeptical, and that's coach speak and all that, but I believe that. You know, that's what I believe, and that's what we're gonna emphasize. And it's a bitterly disappointed locker room. You know, we had high expectations. You know, we're trying to get, you know, a shot at the title again, and we came up short. And you know, there's, you know, getting around it is very disappointing. But we're going to recover. We're going to rebound. We're going to continue to grow from it, like we have from everything that we've been through this year. And we're going to get stronger from it. And this program's going to get stronger from it. And we're, you know, disappointed, but we got to get over it. We got to get on to the next one, which is next Saturday, a big one here in Los Angeles, and so we'll get to it as fast as we can. So.
Jim, what went into the idea of putting Miles full-time as a running back this week?
Well, we were going to play a lot of nickel in this game, which we ended up doing, and we felt like, you know, when you try to put determine his value. Playing nickel linebackers compared to having EK in there, Eric Hendricks and Jordan Zumwalt versus Miles and Jordan or EK and one of those guys on the bench. It just was, for us, it made sense to get our best players on the field as much as we could. We decided early in the week, we actually decided last Saturday that we were going to move Miles to running back for this game. You know, we're hurt at running back. You know, we did not play Malcolm. We played Paul, and Paul played well. You know, he ran the ball fairly well. Jordan is still coming off of the ankle, so we just felt like we needed him. You know, and he went in and he did a good job. But it's not permanent. You know, you're smiling. It's not permanent. You know, we recruited Miles to be a linebacker. Miles' heart is at linebacker, wants to be a linebacker, but Miles is, he'll do anything for the team.
What kind of caught you guys off guard or in the first half, or what happened in the first half that put you guys in such a hole?
I think, Chris, we struggled containing the quarterback. I looked at the statistics at halftime, and he had 14 carries for 90 yards. And he kept drives alive. He frustrated us. We couldn't find the ball. We got caught out of position on some things. And that was it to me. You know, that's what was frustrating to me, is not being able to handle the quarterback defensively.
Jim, on a similar note, you talked about digging yourself in a hole. That last touchdown just before the half, was that a mental lapse? Was that something, were they showing you something you hadn't seen? Especially knowing you just kicked a field goal with under a minute to go before the half.
Can you remind me of what happened? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
They hit a 21-yard touchdown right in the corner right before half. You guys had kicked a field goal with 47 seconds left, and to make it to, I think, 28-13.
Oh, I remember when the one where Tahan came over and almost got to it.
Yeah.
You know, we were playing musical chairs in the secondary. It wasn't a bust. It was we were in too deep zone. They ran a fade. I think they got an outside release on the corner. It might have been Randall, because we put, you know, you saw we put Randall out at corner. And Tahan, I think he got spread a little thin. Playing cover two down that tight is not an easy thing to ask a guy to do. Tahan certainly hasn't been in that position a lot, and he just, you know, he missed the play by that much. But there was a lot that went into getting him down there, you know. And like I said, that I think there was a big quarterback scramble on that drive too. And, you know, that guy, just like last year, he gave us fits. He's a heck of a player.
Coach, in the first half, ASU scored 28 points. Did the option of putting Miles Jack in defense again come to mind?
Well, we talked about, I just told the defensive coaches at halftime to be prepared to, you know, maybe use him. But we weren't ready to just abandon the run game, you know, and he hadn't worked on defense all week. And so I think it would have been unfair to put him in. Miles not playing defense wasn't the problem today. You know, that wasn't the problem.
Jim, last year's final drive went so well, especially with Brett. What was especially different about this year's final drive?
You know, I just want to give them credit for, I mean, their defensive front is special. I mean, Will Sutton is a big-time player. You know, it's not often after a game I go see someone out, but their quarterback and Will Sutton, two guys, I want to shake their hand. You know, a lot of respect for those guys. When we lost Simon, and we had to move X back to tackle and put Scotty in there, we knew Scotty would fight him tooth and nail. We knew that he'd chew on his ankles all day. But the fact of the matter is Scotty is an 18-year-old freshman that weighs 270 pounds playing against a 22-year-old man who weighs about 330 and is going to be one of the top. He's probably one of the top 3 or 4 defensive players in the country, you know, and that's a tall order. And Scotty fought him tooth and nail, but we just came up short there.
Yeah, Hundley's over here, Jim. Hundley's difference, first half, second half, part of his maturation, something, you know, technically what?
I think, Bill, it's you know, it's the development, it's the kind of a young quarterback. You know, they burst out and have some great games, and then things kind of catch up, and then they have another spurt, and they catch up, and along the way, what you're trying to do is find some consistency. And Brett was showing some consistency, and then we stumbled a little bit, then he got it back. You know, my general impression early was that he didn't feel as comfortable in the pocket as he has lately, you know, and his eyes were down a little bit more than up, and I think that affected him, you know, and once again, I give credit to their defense, their front. I mean,
How did you see the interception?
well, that guy was rushing, and he just read it and made a heck of a play. He's a good player. You know, he rushed up the field. Maybe he was taking a chance. Maybe they saw something. You know, I'm sure that their coach can tell you that. I don't know. I just know it was a good play, and we just kind of gift wrapped it for him. But you know, these guys, man, they just fought back. I mean, we were in it. We had shots. We kick a field goal there. We're down 2. We kick off. We stop. We got another shot. It's just, but those are the what ifs and the could have beens, and they don't matter. And we just got to get better from it, and we will. We will.
Hey Jim, you had 2 tough games on the road to top 5 teams, and you talked about that after the fact, how close you guys were. When you lose this one at home, what makes you believe that you are that close still?
The way we fought back against a really good football team. I mean, Arizona State's a good football team. We're a good football team. Just what I like is, I hate to lose, but I see toughness. I see grit. I see determination. I see perseverance around here. You know, and I think that's what you build a program on. I think that's what you want your culture to be about. And I think that's what this culture is becoming about. We're not there yet, but we're getting it. We're figuring it out.
We have a final question. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Let's go.